It's a strong 6:40. Gym doesn't close till 9:30. This is freaking perfect. I was a little worried I napped for a bit too long after my last meal, but pretty sure I woke up just on time. So the plan for today is, well, I think you know the title. I think you read the title. Tries first, buys second, and well, that's probably it. I might do a little forearms at the end, maybe, to be determined. But tries, buys, same as usual. Push downs. Well, actually, maybe a little bit different than usual. So buys is going to be the same. Dumbbell curls of however many variations I feel like, but triceps will change just a touch. So I'm probably not going to want to do any really heavy straight bar pushdowns or any machine dips, just because those two movements will potentially put just a bit too much pressure on my pecs. I mean, anybody knows if you've done really heavy pushdowns, straight bar, V bar, cambered W bar, whatever, then even though you're getting, 90, 85% tricep, your chest is coming into play a little bit. So with a slightly tweaked left pec, guess what? I do not want to do that. Following what I would call one of the best approaches to any sort of injury of any level in the gym. Right? If it hurts, don't do it. Right? Pretty basic stuff, but sometimes that's kind of the hardest thing to understand. You know, I'm sure you know people like this. Hopefully you aren't people like this, but there's dudes where I'll hear them complain about their shoulder all the time. Dude, my rotator cuff, fuck. Oh crap, I don't know. It's something in my, shoulder, dude. I don't know, but like benching is just, it fucking hurts. Oof. And then as they're telling me this, I'm literally watching them load weight on the bench. It's, maybe not your best move. That might not be the exact best move that you could do, right? So you tweak something a little, maybe you actually get hurt. Right? Whatever hurts, or doing something that is literally hurting you, wherever that injury is located, that's going to be contrary to progress. That's going to be contrary to gains. It's going to be contrary to long-term pumps. So, that's the advice I try to follow. But yeah, so like I was saying, so no dips, no heavy pushdowns. So tries today is probably going to be a lot of, not absolutely light, but lighter squeezing sets. Maybe some single arm stuff. Definitely some cross body cable extensions with two cables. And then we'll just see how it goes. So whether you want to do a lot of heavy sets or lighter squeezing sets, as long as the sets themselves are hard, you're fatigued, and you end with a pump, I'd say you did something right. And I'm not joking when I say the sets need to be hard. I'd say it's important to have good training. It's important to have, let's just say, a good approach to your lifts. You make sure you hit everything in a decent amount of ways. You're really doing a good amount of variety and volume. Let's say you get the perfect amount of volume in terms of at least number of sets. If your sets are not intense, then you're really just asking to plateau your progress. For the most part, I say food beats training in importance, aka if you're not eating enough food, you will not gain any weight. But when you do a set and you rack the weight, let's say it's a set of curls or a set of pushdowns, if you had fucking 5, 6, or 7, hell, even 10 more reps in the tank, right? And I see this all the time. I feel like I've kind of developed a sixth sense for kind of seeing people's intensity while they're lifting. Like, I'll see a dude doing pec flies, and I can just tell. Even if he's doing a couple of little partials at the end, I can just tell that he did not really push himself. And I see it all too often. It's not I mean, I wouldn't say it's demotivating, but it's not the. I'm just gonna say I don't really like looking to my left and seeing somebody do a set of dumbbell curls where they could have done 6 more reps easily, and then they just up and rack it. You know, I really think you're leaving gains on the table by not pushing yourself on all your sets. And I think deep down, if you've been slacking in terms of your set intensity, you know it. You know it. So that's kind of up to you. I'm gonna make sure I push all my freaking sets as hard as I can. But squeezing extensions, right? Cable, maybe some rope. You know, who knows? Whatever I end up looking at and deciding it feels good. That's how triceps is gonna go. And then same with buys. Heavy dumbbell curls, maybe maybe single arm preacher curls with dumbbells on the preacher bench, maybe easy bar. I mean, it's whatever. A curl's a curl, right? Here to here. So whether that's on a machine, whether that's on a dumbbell or a barbell or whatever, I don't think there's too much necessity to really hit like 10 different kinds of curls in your lift. I mean, you can pick 2 curls that feel good to you on that day, maybe 4-ish sets each. As long as you finish with a pump and you're fatigued, I'd say that's all you got to focus on. But either way, this will be relatively quick. I only estimate maybe an hour, 30-ish minutes per muscle group. I still got to, park, walk in, go to the bathroom, get warm. So either way, let's just get in there. I'm gonna at least hope that it's not too busy. All right, so I would do the double arm extensions, but it's taken. So instead, single arm, a little bit less than half the stack, squeeze hard at the bottom, good stretch on top. I mean, pretty basic execution. Okay. All right, let's just spam these for a while. All right, definitely prefer the double arm extensions, at least for right now. So as soon as I saw it open up, I just sprinted over. So similar weight, but now instead of doing one at a time, taking twice as long, let's do this be a bit quicker. Okay. Let's do a few more here. Same weight. I gotta go a little lighter. That was 40. Let's drop it to 33. Oh my god. Okay. One more here. And then, I don't know, maybe some rope to be determined. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, let's find something else. I'm not exactly certain, but pre-exhaust with single-sided sort of underhanded extensions. So 5 reps on the right arm, 5 on the left, 5 on the right, back and forth a couple times. And then half, well, I guess the whole stack for one cable. That's light enough where it's not going to bother me here. I already did a little feeler rep. And I mean, a really good squeeze on like 15, 20 reps there. I'd say we're probably done. But if I think I want to do one more, then I think you know that I will. Okay. One more. I guess. Okay. Now for the actual set. Okay. All right. Yeah. Tries are done. Let's grab some dumbbells, curl them, and move on to some kind of other something. I'm in a Miles predicament. I do not mind. Well, I guess that's kind of obvious. But mid lift, I really do not want to go to the bathroom if it's going to be more than like a 30-second process, if you know what I mean. Like, that just totally kills my fucking vibe. So I'm trying to fight against that right now. Luckily, I'm not squatting, or else I would fucking have to get in there. But that's fucking stupid. So anyway, 75s with straps, so I don't get too much forearm activation. Just go hard. Alright. Let's drop it to the 65s. Alright, there we go. Okay, oh my goodness. Okay. That's enough dumbbell. At least standing alternating dumbbell. I think, what do I think? Maybe some preachers? With this set, I'm really gonna, oh my goodness, I'm really gonna emphasize the squeeze. So I like reps, even for dumbbells, where it's like just fucking swinging the shit around, ton of tension on the biceps. I get super, even just after that first set, I already felt pretty pumped up, right? That's just the kind of set that either I like or just my biceps like, but I still like squeezing sets too. So here, I'm not gonna throw this shit around. Very methodical. As I get to the top, I'm gonna seriously fucking squeeze as if I'm trying to rip my biceps off. Or no, not really rip them off. Maybe pop them? Is that what I'm thinking of? Either way, squeeze really hard, back down nice and slow. Right, that sort of thing. So maybe two, maybe one. If it feels good, I might sit here until the end of the lift. So we will just have to see. Okay. Oh. Oh my god, okay. A couple of partials at the end, but one or two more. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think that's enough of that. Let's do something else. Yeah, I think some concentration curls would be perfect next. So even though it's light, I'm still going to use straps. Not because I don't want to like fatigue my forearms. Like when I'm curling 75s, if I didn't have straps, by the time I put them down, and honestly, maybe even before that, my forearms could be the limiting factor. You know, I'm not a fucking grip strength athlete. So straps just let me work my biceps a bit more. But with these concentration curls, I do kind of notice sometimes I get a little bit too much forearm activation. And not because I'm like gripping it so hard, but just the nature of the curl kind of gets a little bit too much of this involved for me, or at least for my taste. So by using the straps, I can kind of focus less on anything elbow and below and just try to feel my bicep contracting, if you catch my gist, my drift. Okay. Okay. All right. You know what? That feels okay, but not that good. I think let's go do some machine curls next. This might be the ender. I might be satisfied with this set. Just a touch lighter. Perfect. So this set will be a bit more brutish than those easy bar preachers. Okay. All right. Let's go check the pump. Arms complete. All right. So what was that? Like, I can't even remember. I can remember buys. 2 sets of dumbbells, 2 sets of preacher, 1 concentration, then machine. Yeah, 6 sets. That's about right. I mean, you got to remember, what's the point of the lift? Is it just come in here forever? Or is it to do as much volume as necessary to stimulate growth and then fucking get out of here? You know, so maybe if your lift is just a touch long and you're in here for a bit of a marathon, I'm not saying you're not doing good work and you're not going to get results, but to an extent, you may be doing a little bit too much unnecessarily. And even for me, that's a hard thing to fathom. Like the idea, even just hearing too much, like it sounds like a challenge. So it's kind of contradictory, but I mean, do as much as you need, get a pump, get fatigued, go home and eat, and you're good. So let's see how arms are looking after, I think that was only like an hour. Let me look. Probably start at 7. Maybe a little longer than an hour. No, but either way, definitely started filling out the shirt sleeves. Ideally, at the end of this bulk, I'm not going to be able to wear this shirt for fear of just ripping it into oblivion by putting it on and taking it off. Actually, let's scoot this thing over here. Get the freakiest lighting possible. Perfect. There we go. I mean, you tell me. Certainly it looks pretty freaking pumped. Oh my goodness. All right, lat spread. Let me get in the freaking car. Love it. But let's roll. I'm fucking starving. Very nice. Very freaking nice. Subjective judgment of the lift. Very good. Nice and strong. A lot of good squeezing, burning, fatiguing, pumping. I guess that's probably the main ones. sets for tries and buys. Now I get to roll. The only thing I wish I could have changed was my stomach was rumbling the whole time, which was kind of fucking annoying me. I must have eaten something funky. What do you think? Was it the massive bowl of Special K that I had for breakfast? Or was it the 4 single cheeseburgers from McDonald's post cardio? Hard to say, but something was most certainly the culprit. But now, no need to worry about any of that. Just get to go home, eat, and chill. Oof. Don't let me. Actually, yeah. If you're in school, if you're college age or younger, you're already in school. Which I guess I am now too. I'm doing a winter class, but I don't actually go back until like the 28th. I get a very long winter break, which perhaps a little unfortunate for me. Had to get filled up with information and studying about heat transfer. If you know anything about that, maybe link me your equation sheet. I got my first midterm on there in like 2 days. I'm not necessarily perfectly prepared. That's what I'll spend most of my time tomorrow doing. But other than that, lift wise, I don't think. Well, actually, no. I'm fairly certain that my quads are not going to be ready to be hit tomorrow. Um, because I kind of skipped a day and like jumped forward a lift because chest day sort of just disappeared, right? Because I didn't do chest, I just switched it with back. So rather than just do legs while they're still in a compromised state, I'm gonna wait for quads to feel nice and strong again. So maybe tomorrow will just be hamstrings. I um, I haven't been doing calves every day. I've just been doing calves as frequently as they're not sore. So I'd say that's a pretty good training cue for calves. If it's the end of your lift and you can tell your calves are not sore, just go fucking sit on the calf raise, man. Load some weight up, put a couple plates on, or if it's like a seated one with a weight stack, even easier. Just fucking, bust out a couple sets. Calves do not require a lot of fucking energy to hit. I mean, I can sit on a calf raise, just kind of be playing on my phone at the same time. I mean, I won't be playing on the phone while I'm doing the set, but sit there, really burn out, wait till your calves are on fire, rack it, do the other leg, or do both at once if that's your deal, and then in between sets, you can just scroll TikTok or something. Play, maybe not play Clash Royale. That's a couple of minutes, but whatever. Same thing with same thing with adductors. When I sit on the adductor machine, the the machine where you squeeze your legs together, that's the same thing as calves. It's kind of a muscle group which I sort of just consider work, you know, like chest, back, arms. I'm getting nice and pumped up. I'm in the zone. But when it's time for calves or adductors, typically when I'm doing them, I'm not playing a fucking Rocky theme song or some Dragon Force, right? I just kind of have to hit them. Now, that's not to say that's necessarily the best approach, right? If your calves are slacking, then you probably got to hit calves with the same intensity that you're hitting everything else. But for me, my calves are, I'd say they're on par. They're on par. But of course, I do want bigger calves, so that's why I'm hitting them. But good burn, pump them up. So I think that might be the plan for tomorrow. Oh yeah, so like I was saying, quads are not getting hit tomorrow. Definitely not going to do quads tomorrow. Unless magically I wake up and they feel nice and fresh. Which I think, just judging on how they feel now, not going to happen. They need one more day. But my hamstrings, they feel pretty good. They're not so destroyed from the last leg day. So I'm thinking tomorrow may just end up being hamstrings and calves. Maybe I'll add forearms in there just to get some forearm work in. But quads will be the next day on their own, on their freaking own. So, little update chest wise. Definitely do not want to be doing any pressing, nothing heavy at least, because the last thing you want to do if you tweak something, and well, this wasn't really that bad. Honestly, I kind of only hit, like, when I made the title of yesterday's video, I really only added injury kind of for a little bit of clickbait, because it's really just a tweak. But I definitely do not want to hurt it any further. So for me to, wait a couple days until the next chest day were to come around, if I were to try to even start benching two plates, I would feel it, right? And to feel something hurting in this sort of situation, this scenario, then you're really just doing more damage, right? I got to get these fibers reconnected, toughened back up, right? And that is going to be fueled by carbs, fats, and proteins, the likes of which I am consuming a ton of. And then some good rest. It'll kind of gradually get better, better, better. And as it improves, once I can do, lightweight and know for certain that I'm not, retweaking it, then I'll have like a light chest day. I'm going to ease into it, of course. So once I feel nice and recovered, I'll get into maybe just some cable flies, cable presses, whatever. And then once I'm really back, get back to heavy pressing. But number one factor that I'm focusing on is not hurting myself any further. The last thing you want to do, get a minor tweak. This is what I was trying to say in the beginning. I kind of went off on a tangent. But, minor tweak, little something, which you got to back off for. But I was just talking to somebody today, and he was telling me he keeps fucking up his shoulder. Because he's like, oh, fuck, I hate going light. I want to fucking go hard. Got to temper your ego a little bit there. You got to temper the ego, man. It's, I feel like the Doc from fucking, Cars. You gotta lift light enough so that you can lift heavy. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm freaking saying there? You gotta lift light so you can lift heavy. So, main idea, I'm gonna do my damnedest to not hurt myself any further and do everything in my power to improve recovery. But that's just one muscle group out of the what? Obviously, there's a bazillion fucking muscles on your body, but to a lifter, there's only so many. Let's think about this: calves, hamstrings, quads. I don't do glutes, so I'm not going to count it. So calves, hamstrings, quads, back, chest, shoulders, arms. 7 muscle groups. So one of them not in tip-top shape, but everything else I am not going to take the gas, or I'm not going to take my foot off the gas for one little instant. So, yeah. That'll be good tomorrow to do just a straight-up hamstring day. Just a full-on session of hamstring obliteration. Definitely going to get some RDLs, laying curls, seated curls. That's pretty much it. But I'm going to try to go hard enough such that I have trouble straightening my legs. Because you got to think, your hamstring's the bicep of your leg, right? When I've got a bicep pump, a really good one, it's fucking hard to straighten my arm out all the way. I feel like I've got a lot of tension on my fucking bicep. So same thing with legs. But that, calves, maybe just a touch of forearms for fun. Maybe not, to be determined. And then come back home, chow down, repeat. So cardio in the morning, of course. I don't want to turn this into a cardio rant, but you should, whatever, man. If that's not your deal, then it's not your deal. Doesn't bother me if you don't do your cardio. It's not gonna bother me, not gonna stop my gains. So whatever, do what you want. But that's what I got in the morning, followed by lift in the evening. And I'll fucking see you next time, man. We are done.